First of all, I'm going to introduce the speaker for this particular meeting, but I would refer you for background information and an excellent series of positions she's held along the way. Read today's announcer. I think you can appreciate where she has come from. My couple of comments today are, first of all, she has addressed the subject of what I call in the old days the town-gown relationship. She's improved the relationship between the college and the community in a great fashion. I think that's been very important. But along the way, she's really been active on the campus. Probably the first thing that she did was she really had a rather significant reorganization of the administrative positions in the college, and has seen to it that not only did she, on a piece of paper, change the organization chart, but she put well-qualified individuals in charge of each one of those segments. Now, what went along with that reorganization administrative functions was the curriculum, and she has seen to it that the curriculum has been addressed and tweeted to the point where it's significantly better today and addresses the needs or the perceived needs of a wider group of students in the future. Now, we've had an excellent faculty along the way. She's improved it, and it continues to be outstanding. The other thing that she's done is she's increased the numbers of student internships. These are the opportunities where the student has the ability to work with businesses or nonprofits in the community, learn what the real world is, and I think that has helped them along the way, not only with the education that they've received here, but what they will do in the future. There's been also coming back to the community relationship, our speaker has seen to the rehabilitation and the reuse of a building in downtown York entitled Center for Community Engagement. That's very significant in my judgment. And to run this facility, she has appointed a very widely respected dean who is in residence there. I think that the other part of the town-gown relationship, shortly after she and her husband J.L. had come aboard and began to occupy the president's house on the campus, she became aware of a downtown event that she felt the college should be participating in. She corralled a number of students and she led them down the rail trail connecting the campus with the community and participating in that event. So at this stage of the game, it is my honor to introduce to you the President of York College of Pennsylvania, Dr. Pamela Gunter-Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And thank you for providing an opportunity for me to speak with you today. My special thanks to YCP alumnus and trustee emeritus, John Smith, for his gracious introduction. He actually has given my entire talk now. I also want to recognize my husband, Rotarian J.L. Smith, who's a member of this club. In fact, I'm most often referred to as simply J.L.'s wife when I'm in the company of his fellow Rotarians. And I told him I promised not to embarrass him today, that it would be okay. And of course, I also want to recognize my York College colleagues and senior staff who are here and occupying the table. Thank you so much for coming and supporting me. And recognize them because they are the ones who actually do the work day to day as we accomplish our goals. And also, there are many YCP alumni who are in the audience, and I'll speak to them specifically towards the end. And it's just a great pleasure for me to be here. So it's hard to believe that the last time I spoke at Rotary was in July of 2014. Not only did I not really know what Rotary was all about, I was new to York and I was a new college president. You don't get to be an old president in the first year, and people still call you the new president. And in thinking about my remarks today, I reflected on the themes of my presentation that I did nearly 5 years ago. The value of a college degree, and pretty much what was my to-do list, if you will, for the future of York College. And that included enhancing community engagement, extending the college's reputation, and promoting innovation on campus. And much of what I'll say to you today follows in that vein of thought. I find it unfortunate that the debate regarding the value of a college degree continues. From the vantage point of my seat now on the state board, Pennsylvania State Board of Education, I am encouraged by the emphasis the Commonwealth has placed on educational attainment, and in particular, post-secondary higher education. Higher education in Pennsylvania is something we do very well, with an array of opportunities and pathways, from career and technical education, community colleges, four-year public and private institution, land-grant institution, and research institution. One size does not fit all, and admittedly, college is not for everyone. But what remains clear is that the value of a degree has not diminished. Over their lifetime, individuals with a baccalaureate degree will earn $2 million more than those who do not. And for many, especially disadvantaged groups, it is that golden ticket that gains them entry into better paying and more satisfying careers. In spite of the many challenges facing institutions of higher learning, York College has continued its commitment to access and affordability. We are especially proud of our YCOS program, our partnership with William Penn High School. The program starts in high school, and graduates of William Penn who finish it and who are admissible to York College are providing tuition, room and board at no cost to them. Even with the growing trends of tuition resets at some private institutions, York College has maintained a price point well below the market. And while we recognize the long-term value of a degree, we are cognizant that the first job is equally important. A point of pride has been to provide a career-focused education, and 91% of our recent graduates are employed or in graduate school, and those having jobs before graduation greatly exceeds the national average. In 2016, the York College Board of Trustees approved the college's strategic plan for what I call the Greater York College. The themes that I presented 5 years ago, enhancing community engagement, extending the college reputation, promoting innovation on campus, form the nucleus of the plan, and we've made tremendous progress on those goals. As John said, we recently reorganized our academic programs into 5 schools, each headed by a dean: the Graham School of Business, the Kinsler School of Engineering, the School of Nursing and Health Professions, the School of Behavioral Sciences and Education, and the School of Communication, Arts, and Global Studies. We are developing a structure, both virtual and physical, called the Center for Collaborative Innovation, to support cross-disciplinary program and high-impact practices at the college. We are already seeing the results of this new, more collaborative approach to delivery of education and to teaching and learning. For example, the college recently launched a new medical humanities program and one in integrated marketing and communication. Also linked to the CCI, we call it, the Center for Collaborative Innovation, is our business incubator, the J.D. Brown Center for Entrepreneurship. For the future, the college is envisioning a space, perhaps a knowledge park, where more mature companies who are already ready to hatch can continue to work with our students and our faculty and contribute to the economic and workforce development important to our region. Over the years, the landscape and importance of higher education has demanded more of us as institutions. And as such, our reach and impact have evolved beyond that of a traditional campus setting. It's no longer enough to provide lectures in the classroom. Learning can and must take place in many forms, and in many different arenas. We are intentionally blurring the lines between the classroom and community so that students will develop more meaningful connections for the next chapter of their lives. This includes career projects and prospects, but also being engaged as community members and working as good neighbors. Higher education serves the public good. Traditional internships and co-ops have been expanded, but rather than being an addition to the curriculum, experiential learning is the curriculum. For example, last semester 18 students took a project-based course involving the renovation of the Yorktown Hotel. The classroom is no longer on campus or at the computer, but at the Yorktown Hotel, the History Center, or in Central Market. There, teachers who are professionals are involved in the project. The college has expanded its reach to non-traditional adult students as well. A number of new programs, both degrees and certificates, have been developed. Included are programs in nursing, education, business, and public policy. Some are available now, and others are slated to be online in the next couple of years. We are mindful of and committed to the idea that education is continuous, and we look to you to be in that conversation with us as we chart a new course. Yes, there's a lot of activity and change at York College, beyond what you normally see, new facilities, new programs. That of which I am most proud is what John mentioned, and that is a renewed commitment and renewed ties to the York community. We are deeply rooted in the city of York and York County. From our earliest days, when the Pennsylvania General Assembly provided the York County Academy with an official charter in 1787. We have been linked ever since. The city of York is undergoing a powerful economic and cultural rebirth, and York College is extremely proud to partner with many of you in this room as part of this renaissance. We are a major employer in York and a source of significant economic activity and workforce development for our community and for our Commonwealth. When York College opened the Center for Community Engagement, it was essential that its location was downtown in York, a symbolic and practical gesture that illustrates our missions, that our missions remain linked. The CCE, which is the Center for Community Engagement, opened its doors to the entire community, and the entire community welcomed the college with open arms and enthusiasm. The CCE's programs contribute to the educational framework of our students while providing the expertise that will improve the lives of those residing in our community. As an example, the Arthur J. Gladfelder Institute for Public Policy, which is housed at the CCE, is providing the data to support change in our community through the development of public policy. The Institute conducted the first comprehensive study of the Latinx community in York and is now expanding its efforts through a recently launched Master's in Public Policy Administration. The college also operates Market View Arts, which is also right downtown, which is a hub now for culture and creativity in our city. For the past year, the college has been celebrating a significant milestone. 50 years as a 4-year degree-granting institution. Since our beginning, we have continued to evolve to serve the needs of generations of students and our community, while at the same time being true to our core mission. That is, preparing graduates for productive and purposeful lives by providing a high-quality private education that emphasizes personal development, close faculty-student mentoring relationships, and real-world experiences. We partner with our community for the benefit of both students and the broader region. We strive to make this world-class private education financially accessible. It is a legacy of which we are very proud. Currently, the college claims over 30,000 alumni throughout the county, Commonwealth, the country, and the world. Our graduates are thriving here in Pennsylvania in a variety of fields: engineering, computer science, business, nursing, cybersecurity. They, like so many of our alums in this room, are making their mark in their careers, with their families, and their communities. At this point, I'd like to show the impact that York College has had on the community. Will all York College alumni who are present here please stand? If you have taken a course at York College, please stand. If you are the parent, brother, sister, grandparent of a York College student, please stand. If you have ever taught a class, taken a class at York College, please stand. If you have ever served on an advisory board at York College, please stand. And if you count yourself among the many friends of the college, please stand. And dare I also say that there are trustees, emeriti who are here, current trustees. And I think you can see by looking to see who stood in the room, about how closely York College is connected to this community. I'd like to close by showing a video that was produced in honor of our 50th anniversary. After which, if there is some time, I'll be happy to take some questions. But during that time, if this is the time folks have to leave, that'll be fine. And while I've told you a bit about how we're now setting the stage for the next 50 years, the story of the past 50 years is best told by those who actually witness it. I'm thanking you on behalf of our entire campus community for this wonderful opportunity to be with you this afternoon. Thank you for all that you do for the citizens of York, the students we serve, and to our YCP alums, it is truly a great time to be a Spartan. Please show the film.
I started at York College in 1971. I love this place. It doesn't matter whether you're a professor or groundskeeper, you're still part of the family.
I'm extremely proud of York College. I was proud of it then, and now it's just amazing.
I grew up in York, and York College became a 4-year program and offered the medical technology degree. That's where I met 3 of my classmates, and we were part of the first graduating class of York College of Pennsylvania with a 4-year degree. All of us worked together at York Hospital for over 40 years.
The one thing I do remember that was really special is in the evening that we would dress up to go to the dining room for dinner, and we would sit around a table with maybe 10 or 12 of us, and we would be waited on by fellow students and really talked and enjoyed campus life around the dining room table.
We were officially founded in 1787. That is the York County Academy. Across town in 1873, York Collegiate Institute opened. As more and more public schools opened, private schools became less and less in demand. So in 1929, 2 schools combined. By the 1940s, it was becoming evident that what was really needed was a junior college. And by 1941, they became York Junior College. We quickly outgrow our land on College and Duke Street. We exercise an option to buy the golf course or the outdoor club. In 1961, we begin starting to have classes here, but we're fully moved over in 1962. Within 6 years, we've become a 4-year college. That was 50 years ago.
I never intended to stay for more than 4 decades. Teaching is the fun part, it really is. Working with students tends to keep you young, well, at least psychologically. People retire to do what I've done my whole life.
My job
When I became full-time athletic director, was basketball coach, golf coach, intramural director in charge of facilities. I think currently there's about 7 people that do that one job now.
I've been here in some capacity or another for 42 years. I was director of elementary ed. I've had the honor and pleasure of stepping into the lives of about 2,000 individuals who wanted to become teachers.
I started in September of 1972. I became actively involved with the radio station, and I took the radio station from about 15 to 18 students to, when I retired, about 200 active involved students.
I first met my wife probably in 2000. Let me retake that. I first met my wife in 2000. We went on our first date in December, but we originally met, we had class before that, and I remember I kept turning around and checking the time, but it was really because she sat behind me.
The presidents we've had are kind of interesting because each one I knew has had a different influence. Dr. Miller, who was very much tasked with turning a 2-year school into a 4-year school. And after him, Bob Yosway was looking very much at the quality of the college. If you look at George Waldner's years, they were years of expansion, acquisition, increasing student enrollments. And now I notice that Dr. GS has started getting closer to the community again. And I've seen growth in the diversity of the campus. It's exciting to watch the changes.
My claim to fame was that 2 friends that I ran around with decided that they were going to set a world record for treading water. We lasted 18 hours. The newspapers were there, the radio station, television station. That was like my big adventure.
One of the athletic facilities changed tremendously. Wolf Gym, where we played basketball, also served as an auditorium. There were sometimes I'd show up on campus hoping to have practice, and it was set up for some sort of music program that night. 04-05, our team made it to the Division III Final Four, playing for a national championship. That was a wild time on campus. To play for a national championship helps spread the word about how great an institution York College is through athletics.
This is the City of York's institution. We're celebrating over 230 years of York College and its role in higher education. And so it's really important to think about how far we've come to serve the next generations of students.
When I first came here, I have to say, it was kind of bland.
There were no traditions, basically, and we talked about trying to start traditions.
When we became seniors, Terry was class president. He said, we got to work on giving the college a gift.
We had to be creative. We didn't have any money. The rock was kind of a no-brainer because it didn't cost anything. Talking to Dr. Miller.
And I said to him, as a gift to the college, we want to give a tradition. And I explained it to him. He would cross his legs, and when he would get excited or when he would get concerned, the motion of his one leg over the other would speed up. And he sat back and he looked at me and he said, you know, Tim? That leg started kicking like crazy. He said, I think this is an excellent idea. It was like, I couldn't believe it. I sold it.
Signing it was really exciting, and I think it was a rite of passage. Wow, it's pretty neat.
I guess I look upon it as opportunity. The opportunities here were limitless.
So Well, thank you, and I think it just really shows the past 50 years, and I hope that I've given you a glimpse into at least the next 10 or 15 years, and that I welcome you back to campus anytime. So I was told I can take a couple of questions. Questions? Yes.
So can you tell us about the vision for the southeast corner of the campus? Country Club Road in South George.
And so this is about the vision for the corner of South George and Country Club Road. As you might imagine, it's a very strategic piece of property for the college, giving a couple of things. One is that it is actually, I think, the Kim will correct me if I have it wrong, the third busiest intersection in York County, and so that's important to us. And the other is its strategic placement in terms of how it borders our campus. So for right now, we don't have any immediate plans for it. It was really bought as a strategic piece of property for the future. We are anxiously awaiting for PennDOT and for the rest of the folks to get done with the intersection. I think we all are, because what we would like to do is to be able to design and to build something that really gives a sense of arrival to the campus as kind of a gateway. And then we'll see what the use will be later. One of the things I think that you can probably count on is that there will continue to be retail spaces there. We have Minix, that everyone knows, Colonial Diner, so that's the plan for right now. So stay tuned. Yes, another question. Yes.
Could you comment on the tremendous growth in enrollment over the last couple of decades compared to other private institutions in Pennsylvania, the Mid-Atlantic?
So I'd be happy to. So I will say that our tremendous growth was in about 2012 or so. But to be honest with you, the college has experienced some of the declines that other institutions have seen. But there's one important fact is that we have a number of things that we have that other private institutions don't have, and that is an array of professional programs that are based in a core curriculum that stresses communication, writing, all of critical thinking, all of those things. So as you think about it, we have engineering, nursing, we have communication, and that has helped us a great deal in terms of continuing to attract students. But the demographics in Pennsylvania are what they are. And we have done a number of things trying to recruit more international students, and I've also talked about looking at adult population, serving that as well. So, you know, we are actually in pretty good shape and have been able to weather the decline, but it is a fact of life here in this area. Is there, yes?
At what capacity would you say the college is operating in terms of enrollment?
So right now, our current enrollment, depending upon how you count it, is around 4,200 students, between 4,000, 4,200 students. You know, if we had our best wishes fulfilled with enrollment, we would love to grow to about 5,000, about 5,500 students in the future. So we certainly have capacity. One of the things that we don't want to happen is that by growing too much and too rapidly, that we would lose that very special feel that is your college. And that is that sense of being a family and Spartan family. So hopefully we can grow eventually to 5,000 students in the future, and also actually grow our graduate programs and more adult programs as well. So thank you very much for the questions, and please join us.